sale into so much more, like dehydrated hash browns, frozen hash browns, potato starch, all from 1 5-pound bag of potatoes that you found on sale when these are the prices in the stores. I'm just saying.
All right, so we have our potatoes shredded, and now we have to get ready to process them. We're going to blanch these potatoes for hash brown. So got my pot of water on to boil. Now I'm also going to massage some of the starch out of the potatoes because I keep my starch so I can have potato starch later. So to get ready to blanch them, we're going to squeeze out any excess water as much as we can. And then we're going to go ahead and toss it into the pot. Only a couple handfuls at a time. They're going to go in there for about 1 to 2 minutes and then put them in an ice bath. I usually don't use an ice bath. I just use cold water because my well water is extremely cold. So I don't even waste ice on that. We're just going to stop the cooking process a little bit, cool them down. You don't want them mush. You still want them to have a little texture. So we're going to move them from the hot water to the cold water, and we're going to repeat that cycle until they're all done. Now when it's time to move them to the dehydrator, squeeze out any excess water again and lay them on your dehydrator tray. Now, I don't have no high power, high tech dehydrator. I got one I've been using for probably about 5 years. It's old, it's tiny, but it gets the job done for now. Now, if anybody want to send me one, I'll gladly accept. So we're going to dehydrate that for 125 until everything is done. Now, potato starch, we're going to get that water out of there. Now, as there's a little bit of potato bits in there, but that is mostly starch. So I'm going to use the hot water from the pot to thin that out into the container so we can get ready to harvest our potato starch for our cabinet. If you don't know how to make the potato starch, I do have a video of that. So potato starch getting ready to be processed, and hash browns in the dehydrator. I did have a little bit left, so I'm going to flash freeze for individual servings. Come back tomorrow for the finished process. So we left off yesterday adding the shredded potatoes to the dehydrator. Now, guys, remember when I said blanch your potatoes? Well, my first batch didn't get blanched good enough, so they ended up turning black. So I got rid of those. So one tray gone. The other ones blanched for the perfect amount of time. They're fine. This dehydrate in my little dehydrator took about 15 hours on 130, but everything is dry, nice and crispy, no wet spots. So I went ahead and broke some of the pieces up, and we're going to stick them into our jar. So again, just make sure you're blanching your potatoes, okay? And you see we have a lot of potato starch. So I broke it up, put it in half-gallon mason jar, and then I am going to vacuum seal the mason jar so no air will get in, and it can live on the shelf with no problems. Y'all remember my vacuum saver? So this is the amount I got out of 5 pounds, and that's minus the one little tray that I had to get rid of and the ones that I put in the freezer. So for 5 pounds of potatoes, we got it down to a half-gallon mason jar that we can reconstitute for breakfast any old time we want. And don't forget, when you're doing this, to make sure you're saving your potato starch. I'll show you the process on another video. You can go find that one. My potato starch is almost dry, and when it dries, I'm going to transfer it to my potato starch jar, using the whole potato as much as possible.